So thank you so much, I should say, first of all, for having me on the social media learning series. I'm really excited to be here and to share my recommendations as far as turning videos into your virtual assistants, your VAs, using YouTube marketing made simple. So you all know me, or at least you've had a chance to get my introduction, so I'm really just going to jump right in as far as fears and forward thinking. I've been online since 2000, so it's been a while. I blog via my Sister Sense blog and build websites like the BBWO website for women entrepreneurs. So for a long time, I was afraid to show my face, let alone do any type of video. So it's crazy for you to say that I'm like a video queen. But I used to use this avatar here to represent me because my comfort level was limited to marketing my business via emails, forums, and of course my Sister Sense blog. So essentially I resisted audio and video marketing for as long as I possibly could. Now, the truth is that, of course, we all know resistance is futile, especially when it comes to technology. According to marketingland.com, every second, 1 hour of video is uploaded to YouTube.
LaShanda,
So, to build, yes,
can I get you to up your volume just a little bit?
sure, I can do that for you.
Thank you.
How is that? Is that louder?
Just a little bit more.
Let's see here.
That sounds better to me.
Is that better?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, perfect. So, as I was saying, that the truth is that resistance is futile. According to marketingland.com, every second, 1 hour of video is uploaded to YouTube, which I think is absolutely crazy. But every second that goes by that we're doing this, hours and hours of video is uploaded to YouTube. To build your business brand online, like it or not, you have to work with what's working, and video marketing is essentially what's working right now. So, today, my YouTube channel has approximately 1,700 subscribers and has received about 200,000 page views. So I've been exploring and I've been building my space online, and today I want to help you do the same thing. One, I want to help you get comfortable with using video, period, especially if you're an entrepreneur and you say, okay, I know what I know, video I don't know, so I'm not trying to get into that. But I want you to get comfortable. I'm going to share some of my favorite video tools with you and really explore some simple video marketing strategies that just about anyone can do. So for the non-believers, this is what I have to say as far as why heart videos. Number one, people can get to know you. So what I like to do in these presentations is kind of integrate my experiences in the slides, and you'll see the first slide is my little hubby, my little son Christopher, with one of my close friends, Pam Perry of Ministry Marketing Series. And so when I go out, people are always saying to me, you know, where's Pam? Because they always see us doing a lot of things online together, or they say, where's Christopher? Because his initials are CEO. I made sure that at birth he was going to be a CEO. And so they're always looking for either Christopher or Pam because they see them a lot in my videos and in my material. And of course, I'm going to talk about on-the-fly videos. I do videos in my car. I do videos on trips, because really, especially as a service professional, when people get to see you and they feel like they're a part of your life, it builds brand loyalty and recognition, and which is important. And of course, this is one of my older videos that I did, and I'll talk about different things that you need to integrate into your videos so that you can get, again, brand recognition and visibility. I used to put an overlay of my logos on top of my videos with Windows Movie Maker. You'll see at the side it'll say, you know, my name, who I am, what I do, and some logos. Again, you want people to automatically either hear your voice or see your face and say, yes, I know exactly who that person is, so that that brand loyalty and recognition comes through. So you want, again, people to know you, people to see you in action, brand visibility, buzz and credibility, and of course solid SEO. As we all know, YouTube is owned by Google. So if you're saying, well, how can I get my website, how can I get my business, my brand on that first, second, third page of Google, start using videos, because if you'll notice, when you're searching on Google, not only are you seeing websites, but you're seeing media, video, photos, etc. And of course, like I said before, this whole thing is about turning videos into VAs, because this is a great free marketing tool. When you're sleeping, when you're working, when you're doing whatever you're doing, your videos are supposed to be online, sharing, talking about you, really giving people an opportunity to get to know you without you physically having to be there. Now, one of the daunting things about social media is people say, it's too time consuming, I can't do it, which is why I really encourage people to do video, because once those videos are up, they're essentially working for you like your quiet virtual VAs when you're not there. So, online shoppers, they browse videos and they search engines like offline shoppers browse through shops and commercials. Everybody's looking for something, right? So your consumers and customers, they're looking for reviews, recommendations, answers, how-to videos, and of course someone like you that has a product or service they can use, okay? So, rule number 1, when it comes to creating A-plus videos, don't stress, be authentic. It is not overly technical, especially today when we've got so many wonderful gadgets out there, and I'm going to share a few with you that you can use at just point, click, shoot, record, and then transfer onto the web. So do not stress at all. I'm going to talk to you today about starting at your level of experience, whatever that is, and of course your comfort level, whatever that is. If you want to just have people see your voice, or I should say hear your voice, or if you are ready to get in front of the camera, whatever your comfort level is, there is a point you can start in as far as video is concerned. And of course, on the topic of starting, you want to start with your personal brand message. My first video, I got in the camera and I said, okay, well, this is I'm LaShanda Henry, this is what I do, and this is who I am. Share your story, who you are, what you do, why you do it, and how your story becomes a part of the mix. Is essentially people don't want to get to know brands just as themselves. They don't want to see logos and corporations and businesses. They want to see people. That's why they're going onto YouTube. So the more you can integrate your story into whatever you're sharing, selling, or trying to promote, the better for you. Okay? So getting into the good stuff, the gadgets. What I like to do for this particular session is share my timeline as far as how I've progressed with video, and then give you all the goodies, the gadgets that I've used along the way. So I slowly but surely worked my way into video recording. At first I started off with audio podcasting, and I used the Audacity software, which you can find via Google. You can Google Audacity if you aren't aware of it. And I also used a Logitech headset, which you see right here, and I got that either Walmart or Best Buy, and those are pretty affordable. You can get one for about somewhere between $20 to $49, depending upon the quality, but a good Logitech noise canceling headset, it's a good place to start. When I did with audio podcasting, I had no idea how to upload audio and do all that stuff, or get a video player, so I went with a really simple online web service, podbean.com. And today you've got other websites like cinch.com and spreaker.com, where you can essentially sign up. You can easily record audio, and then they have their own integrated players, so you can just record, share, and you're good to go. So eventually I progressed and got into screen capture videos, which is similar to what we're doing here with this webinar, where you can hear my voice and you can watch the screen. So if that's something that you feel like, okay, well, I'm not quite ready to get in front of the camera yet, but I can talk, I can share, I can do a screen capture video. I used Debut Video Capture when I started. It's a free software, and again, you can Google that as well. And so when I got into self-recording videos, nowadays most computers and laptops have an integrated webcam. But of course, if yours doesn't, you can always go outside and get, right here, I've got a Logitech external webcam that I got at Best Buy for one of my other computers that are a little older, didn't have integrated webcam yet, in combination with Windows Movie Maker. And most Windows computers comes with Windows Movie Maker, really great software tool for beginners, so it allows you to edit your video. You can add audio and photos, and it's not overly complicated. And of course, if you're just trying to start out and you're starting out on a budget, if it's already on your computer, it's free software. So here are some tips, questions that I say you should ask yourself when you're getting started as far as audio, video, and working your way up the ladder. So what are the 3 most common questions that customers ask me? Okay, so for example, when I started doing podcasting and I did a lot of blogging, I do a lot of marketing, people kept asking me about things like AdSense. You know, LaShanda, I see you always talk about AdSense and you use it to make money. How do you do that? So one of my first podcasting series was how I made sense of making money with AdSense. So think about the common questions that people are asking you for your particular industry and turn those into some sort of information, okay? So which goes to question number 2. Can I turn these questions into informational guides? And do I prefer an audio or a video series? Like I mentioned before, keep in mind that if you were to do an audio series, you can combine that with photos, and then turn that into a video presentation versus having to be in front of the camera. So as my comfort level improved, I tried my hand at different types of video, and I got into live video streaming, which is pretty cool. I started using Ustream, so I got in front of my webcam, went on ustream.com, said, hey guys, I'm going to do a live video, come on, and people came on, and it was great. You know, it's definitely a wonderful way for people to talk to you live and get that relationship building interaction going on. There's also livestream.com. I think Oprah used Livestream to do her life class, which was a great series. And of course, everyone is talking about Google Plus right now. Google Hangouts are like the new live stream space to be. I have not personally used them yet. I'm still a Ustream girl, and I use the Ustream app. But what I've been told is great about Google Hangouts is that you can get either one or a group of people. You can live stream it onto YouTube and have your videos there as well. So the more these spaces are integrated, that they easily work together, the better for you, especially if you're non-techie, because again, it's kind of like just click the red button and just go. Speaking of going, on-the-go videos, I absolutely love. I go to conferences and people go, oh my God, here comes LaShanda, because they know I'm about to take a video of them. So I love to do on-the-go videos, interviews, what have you. I use my iPhone. You can use just about any smartphone device that you have. I love my iPhone. I just got the iPhone 4S. I had the iPhone 4. I use it in combination with the YouTube app. So essentially, you can record a video, and when you are looking at your videos on iPhone, if you click one of the bottom menus, it'll ask you if you want to send it, via email. One of those options is to send it directly to YouTube, so you can automatically upload your videos from your iPhone onto YouTube. Also very popular now is Social Cam, which is an application that allows you to record videos on the fly and then share them on Social Cam, and also easily share them on Facebook as well. And what you see here is the GLIF, G-L-I-F. One of the trickiest things about doing video on the fly, especially when you do longer videos, is shaky cameras. And so especially if you're using your smartphone device and you kind of wish you had something that was more stable. So I use the GLIF to attach my phone onto my tripod, and I take the two of them wherever I go. You can go to glyph.com. It's a really nifty device, and it's about $20. So as I mentioned above, note that live and mobile videos give customers really real-time access to you and allow them to see you in your space. So more questions. I love questions. When you go out or attend an event, is this a marketing moment? That's a perfect question to ask yourself. I think every moment is a marketing moment. I'm at Walmart and I go, wow, look at this. I think this is a perfect opportunity for me to do a video. So think about if this is a chance for you to share activities or news, a chance for you to do an interview with someone. Sometimes I'll just have, I'll be in a coffee shop having a great conversation and say, this would be great as an interview. Let's do that. Let's hit record. Or a chance for you to talk about your products or services. So, for me, I like to get creative, but it's not just about, okay, I'm going to sit down and strategically plan that I'm going to do a video today. Sometimes your on-the-fly videos can prove to be really useful and give you an opportunity to just kind of interject into the conversation without it feeling like a strategic marketing moment. And of course, another question, could you host your own live show? And if so, what would you talk about? A lot of entrepreneurs, they've got their own blog talk radio shows. You've got entrepreneurs like myself that have social networks on the Ning platform. And today, with live streaming, a lot of people are going the route of video. So think about it. Maybe you have a great topic that you can turn into your own show on something like Ustream or doing a series of consistent Google Hangouts. So back to my timeline. With experience came know-how and the use of more advanced tools. So in the beginning, I used debut video capture a lot, which is really great for starters. But then I wanted more professional, crisp video editing software, so I went with Camtasia Studio. And I'm so happy. It's a personal investment when you buy Camtasia. It's a little pricey, but honestly, when you are using videos to strategically market yourself, and if you're putting out videos and people are buying your products and services, these things pay for themselves. In combination with using Camtasia, I now use the Snowball microphone headset. Again, it's a little bit more pricey than you getting like a Logitech headset, but the quality is crisp, it's clean, and ideal. When you are doing audio, you want everything to essentially be perfect. And of course, in addition to using my smartphone, I also use now my Kodak EasyShare. I think it's the Z880. My hubby, he's the photo guy, so he knows better than me. But the Kodak EasyShare camera, of course, you cannot go wrong with a really high-tech Canon camera as far as quality and really crisp content that you can not only have on spaces like YouTube, but repurpose and sell as another product in and of itself. So let's talk about your comfort level. Some people avoid video altogether out of fear of comments. Oh my God, I don't want to do video. What are people going to say? They kind of get freaked out, especially when I talk to my coaching clients and I say, okay, let's talk about social media. And they go, no. They get nervous. So if you are afraid about what people will say, know that as the creator of your videos, you can control the conversation, okay? So if you don't like commentary on YouTube, turn comments off until you feel like you're ready for commentary. If you're just kind of trying to get your feet wet, but you don't want the whole YouTube universe to see what you've got, you can set your videos to private, only show a select people and say, hey, can you check this out? Let me know what you think. Or you can set your videos to unlisted, meaning they are there on YouTube, but only people with the direct link to that video can see it because you can't search for it on YouTube. That's a great way to make your videos private. I particularly like to do that for certain videos that I only want to share on my Sister Sense blog, or videos that I want to be accessible only to people who have paid for it in some private membership space, so only they know about it because they're the only ones that get the link. So private, comments off, unlisted. Of course, pick appropriate settings when you are doing your videos, a space that you feel comfortable in sharing with people. I'm going to talk about that in a bit. And family exposure. Do you want your hubby? Do you want your children? Do you want your parents in the videos? Things for you to think about in the process. Because, of course, if you're uncomfortable with comments, you want to be conscious of who or what you've got in your videos. I saw this particular photo on Facebook, and I snagged it because I absolutely love it. It says, my room when my webcam is on, and it's basically got all the mess like pushed to the side, so they look like they have the perfect room. And at some point, I'm sure everybody does that, and you got to do a quick video, and you're like, oh my God, I have no time to clean. But here is the thing about creating videos. Rule number 2. The little details matter a lot. So trust me, if they can see it in the video, it's going to become a part of the conversation. Pay attention to your surroundings, because these little details often speak volumes with viewers, giving them a glimpse into who you are, how you live, what you represent, and brand consistency is essential. So, of course, I was doing a photo shoot last year. I did a photo shoot in Ebony magazine, and the photographer, wonderful couple, she had her eye on everything. You know, we were standing there and she said, okay, wait, no, there's a piece of tissue. No, there are leaves. She knew exactly what to do and how to get every little detail out of the picture so that it was essentially perfect. Because if you're not looking out for these things, you'll watch the video later on and go, oh no, my shirt was to the side, can they see my bra, this is crazy. So again, when you're doing videos, and this kind of is one of those learned skills, the more you do it, the more you get better at it, but just kind of keeping your eye out for little details will help you make those videos picture perfect. Outside of your comfort level, think about authenticity and your brand message. Here are some do's and don'ts that I always like to share. Number one, don't try to be perfect. And YouTube essentially is a space where we have become accustomed to shaky videos and homegrown productions. So it's not a space where you need to become CBS, NBC, CNN. You need to just be consistent, be authentic, be true to your brand message. It's not about being perfect. Sometimes my son walks in my videos, and I show you some examples of videos at the top here. This is a few years back when he was much smaller. And I would say, you know what? I'm a working home mom. Essentially, that's who I am. So plop, and he'd be like, hi, you know, in the videos. And that's kind of how people got to know him in my videos as well, and I was comfortable with that. You have to be comfortable with whether or not you want your children or your family in your videos. And so that's something for you to think about. But again, it's just about being you, not necessarily being perfect. Especially when I talk to moms, they'll say, oh my God, I had to do that video 15 times because my kids were coming in or this was happening. Keep it real, okay? Now, number two, don't be afraid to share your feelings and your point of view. As a person and not a cog, you know, a bog and a cog, people connect to our true selves and emotions. So I show one particular video that I did, and it actually was in relation to a visual representation I had of my son, and some people had responded not too kindly to it, and it got me emotional as far as talking about myself as an entrepreneur and integrating my family into my business. And a lot of people, that resonated with them because I was able to kind of let my guard down and not just be that entrepreneur, that teachers, but, you know, be a, you know, person and say, look, this is how I feel about that particular subject. So don't let outside opinions or even other brands, sometimes people are afraid that, you know, I'm associated with XYZ brand, what will they think? Blogs, especially vlogs, video blogging, it's all about your authentic true self. And even when there are people like Howard Stern that we love to hate, it's because they are just strong and passionate about their opinions. So whether people love you or hate you, they're going to be, they're going to respect you because you stand by your opinions and you vocalize them, okay? And of course, do share. Start, like I mentioned before, with your story. And also think about this. If you are just now getting into video, but you have been a long time blogger, think about some of the great posts that got lots of comments or that you really loved, and convert those wonderful blog posts into video. It gives you an opportunity to recycle and, you know, reinvent that material, and it allows you to create content without like tearing your hair out and going, what am I going to talk about today? I don't know what to talk about. So repurposing material is really a good thing to do on your video space. Rule number 3 is to, of course, be aware, okay? So you've got to be aware of what's happening as far as the video YouTube community in your industry. I would love to say just kind of jump in and put your videos out there, and that's fine. But if you want to be strategic about it, and especially be a marketer, you want to search for tongue-tied. You want to search for the top storytellers in your particular niche and create videos on similar topics, okay? So think about some topics that you would write about. Like I mentioned before, go to that list of, common questions and search for those on YouTube. See who comes up, what they talk about, pay particular attention to their subject headers, as well as the tags that they use, because you want to think about integrating these same keywords and phrases into your content. And also, and I'm going to talk about this later, do video responses to relevant posts. So you could look at these particular videos and say, okay, wow, I love this video, and this is my 2 cents. So create a video response, and you can actually add video responses onto YouTube. Some other video creators, they have to approve the video response, but if they do, it's great. You get added into that conversation, and you definitely want the key influencers and thought leaders in your particular industry to know you. That's how you put yourself in the conversation. As I mentioned, I think 2 seconds ago, make your video titles, tags, and descriptions as clear as possible. Looking at the experts in your field gives you kind of some insight into how to do that. I'm going to talk about it a little bit in a few slides on, but being specific is essential, because not only are you creating videos for people, but you're creating it for the search engines as well. If you kind of create arbitrary headers and you say, oh, watch this is awesome, people really need to get a sense, and the search engines need to get a sense of what you're talking about in the video through text. Here is a good one for me, rule number 4. You want to be an authority when it comes to creating videos, because we attach ourselves onto authorities. We follow, we respect, and we buy from authorities. A lot of times when I work with entrepreneurs, I have certain things that I say consistently. One of them is this: don't say please, just please. I see this all the time on Facebook and YouTube and even Twitter, when people will say, can you please do this, or can you please buy that? No one wants to buy from a beggar. They want to buy because the quality of the product or the service is what they need, want, and are willing to share with other people. So you want to position yourself as an authority when you're creating videos, okay? So here are some things to keep in mind. Number 1, people online watch videos to be informed or entertained. So, of course, we all know this, but I think it, goes, I should repeat it. Unless you're doing a Beyonce routine or filming your cat, I don't know why folks love cats and babies, make sure your videos provide value, okay? So if you're not here to entertain us on YouTube, make sure you are highly informative, because that's going to make you an authority in your industry, okay? So as a service professional, I personally know that teaching sells, because it helps to build credibility and to show what I know. So case in point, I've got some great videos. I say videos, but screenshots of videos. I did this particular one for my parenting blog. I was asked to do a series of books, so I read them with my son. He had a great time, and really sharing recommendations is what I do. I recently had someone say to me on Twitter, hey, LaShanda, I love that video review you did with your son, and it was for a particular children's shampoo. She was like, do you still use it? And I was like, absolutely, definitely go and buy that. And so the brand, the business owner, also saw that on Twitter, and they were like, oh my God, LaShanda, thanks so much for the review. So you want to be an authority, you want to be a thought leader, and people take note to that. So that all came from that YouTube video that I did, and became a Twitter conversation, and it works and helps that brand get new sales. Videos also get me sales. Here I am at the Blog World Expo. Whenever I do expos or I go to events, I definitely get clips of the video and I put it online. So I was doing a webinar a few months ago, and it was actually after I did a live event. I put clips up of the live event. I got new customers who saw the live event clips and said, oh God, I missed that, but I have to be on your webinar, and they signed up to that. So, make it a point for whether you're doing live events or whatever you're doing, make sure you're adding video to your YouTube channel, because when people see these things, they are going to take note of it, and it's going to help build your buzz and credibility. One quick tip before I go any further, I always recommend that when you're doing your descriptions, you put the first thing you put in that description is your link. Make sure it starts with HTTP so that it's an active link, but I want to make sure that the first thing people see in that description is the place that I want them to go to after they finish watching that video. So that's something to keep in mind as well. Okay, I got a lot to say about being an authority because I think this is kind of one of those major rules as far as video marketing is concerned. Um, You want to build brand recognition with a consistently used customized video introduction or a unique tag phrase. So if you want to have your own theme song, wonderful. Create it, use it all the time because you want people to recognize your brand. Sometimes I will use either my logos or a particular style of graphic or coloring to keep my branding consistent. But when I just kind of do on the fly videos and upload it to YouTube, I don't have time to either put a photo overlay on top of it or to do an introduction. I will just use a consistent phrase so that people know it's me and they know exactly what I'm all about. So I'll say something like, hey, this is LaShanda Henry, the creator of SisterSense.com, the place where I help you make sense of making money online. So they know who I am, they know what my website is, and they know my agenda. Clearly defining who you are in that catchphrase, it's going to help. It's going to help your viewers remember you, and it's also going to help them better describe you to other people they know. So you ever, try to recommend somebody and you can't because you don't really know how to, they're just great. They're just awesome, but you don't really know what else to say. When you consistently, share and vocalize your tag statements and your unique phrases within your video, again, it's kind of like memorization. You know what to tell other people about you, okay? So always use clear and direct action words. I'm very, 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 very adamant about using action words in videos because you never want to assume that your viewers know what you want them to do next. People will say, well, I sent them to the website. Obviously, I want them to buy, duh. But, you've got to really be clear and as far as what you want people to do when they're watching your video. So integrate phrases like click here, go here, visit this. You can say, watch this next video if you really like this one, or if you have questions, or if you'd like to see it in action, try that. Subscribe above, being proactive about telling people, because you want subscribers, you want to build a community. Tell them, subscribe to my video, or leave a comment, or feel free to share this video. Letting people know that you are open to that is important. Surprisingly enough, and I find it surprising when people send me emails and they say, LaShanda, I really love that video. Can I share it? Can I embed it on my blog? And I just think that by nature of having embed code on YouTube, it's free game unless you said it's a private. But I respect that people ask me, and I say, okay, fine. So, being proactive about letting people know they can like it, love it, share it, will help you kind of, in a very subtle way, get people to share you proactively without you physically having to say it to them all the time. So video sharing is an integral part of social media, so always remember to, number one, ask questions. It's not a one-way conversation. It's not just you in front of the screen. So ask questions in your video so that you can encourage comments, definitely respond to comments. Befriend and follow other channel creators. It is not a no man's one land island, YouTube is a community of wonderful people, so definitely go out there, explore, find other like-minded individuals, talk to them, leave comments on their pages. Many will respond to you, befriend you, and even subscribe to your channel. So you want to know who's in the know and you want them to know you. Being proactive about befriending people is ideal. One of the things that I did when I got serious about building my YouTube community was I delegated for several weeks a certain time that I would go on, I would look for people, or I had people that I already knew, so I would try to find them on YouTube, because you know people already, but you don't really necessarily, if you're just coming onto YouTube, you haven't subscribed to their spaces or build that connection there, so you want to see where the overlap is. And of course, include social links on your YouTube channel itself. Let people know you're on YouTube, but if you're also on LinkedIn, Twitter, and all the other wonderful spaces, they can find you there as well. Your video channel should promote you. A couple of weeks ago, I was working with a client, and she essentially wanted to know the best way for her to use social media. And so I usually, when I'm doing these consultations, I look at their website, their social spaces. I went to her video channel. I was like, oh, okay, this is cool. And I pressed play on the video, and I was like, wait, no, this is not her video. She had a playlist of some wonderful videos that she loved, but those were at the top of her space versus her videos. Now, we know that online viewers have a small, if not, minute attention span. So when you get them on your space, you want to make sure that all of your material is up above the fold. Now, it's great to have playlists of other material. I actually love a lot of videos online, and unless I want other people to see them and I share them on Facebook, that's private. What I want on my page is strictly my videos, my playlist. So, number one, never spotlight other people's videos first. Number two, make sure that you're sharing a featured video. So, for example, my YouTube channel, youtube.com/LHenry. Right now, my featured video is my upcoming event in January in North Carolina, because that's my focus right now. So make sure if you've got a focus project, that's the first video that people see. And of course, on your right-hand side, they should see a description of you, the link to your website, and create playlists whenever possible so that you can highlight various topics that you specialize in and make it easy for people to get to those topics without searching through all your videos. You want to make sure your profile has your photo, not a business logo, because again, it's about making it personal. Think about Dave Thomas, the face of Wendy's. I think he was one of the first entrepreneurs to really just put his face out there, because it wasn't just about a brand, it was about creating a community, and that's what you're supposed to be doing with your videos. Now, also make sure that your YouTube channel is custom and thoroughly complete. So your content should be there as far as your details. And of course, color matters. I like to make sure that my YouTube channel, the colors are consistent with the colors I use on my website, because we do recognize brands. If we see, that big golden arch in red, we're going to think of McDonald's. If we're going to see that white apple, we're going to think of Apple. So the colors matter, the brand consistency matters, and if you're a solo entrepreneur doing it for yourself, you got to put on these different hats and really just kind of know what you need to know as far as the basics of branding and using video. So for consistent visibility, a few things for you to remember. One, make friends with other video creators. Again, many will befriend and subscribe back to you. Plus, you want to be visible among authorities if you hope to become one. Of course, use specific subject headers, and I said that before, but here's a general example. You've got a general title that says bike tips, okay? And then you can do something more specific like how to build a bike for toddlers. I was doing a blog post last week about gadgets, gifts that I got from, I think it was Kmart. I was doing a blog post for them. And I was looking at other blogs, and there was a great blog post about the perfect Christmas gifts for 6-year-old boys. Now, that is a perfect long-tail keyword phrase, because people are searching for very specific things. If I'm a mom, my son's turning 6 on Sunday, I want to know what's the perfect gift for a 6-year-old boy. So not general terms, whatever your particular area or industry is, think like a consumer. Try to keep your titles as specific as possible. Now, keep in mind, if you're going to upload videos for something like an iPhone or even your camera videos, sometimes it will say like MOV 3425697, and I see people just kind of leave that and run with it because really they just care about putting the video up there. Make sure you clearly define your subject headers. You go back in there and you put some tags, and tags are essentially keywords. So for my keywords, I always like to use my brand name, my name. So if you search for me, I'm sure you're going to see quite a few YouTube videos come up. The topic is also important. I love to do video interviews of other people because, of course, if you're going to interview others, especially on the fly, if somebody is searching for them, your video and your brand is going to come up in connection with them. So there's so many wonderful ways for you to increase your visibility, but those are just some things to keep in mind. Now, for consistent visibility, remember to create a video category on your blog. It's not just about YouTube. Whatever you do, you want people to get off that social space and go back to your space, right? So make sure that your blog has a video category. Always repost your videos there. Now, for me, the kiss of death when it comes to blogs and videos is when I go on somebody's blog and their video is taking up like the whole screen because they basically just copied it and pasted it, and it's just overlapping into the sidebar. So to manually embed your videos, you would go to the video page on YouTube, select the share button, and then select the embed option. Now, they've got different option buttons there. It's got the iframe code. I personally do not like to use iframes. They're not the best as far as being picked up by search engines. I prefer to use the old object embed code. That's just the techie in me. I won't explain it too much, but just say that's the better one to use. And then you can adjust the width of that video. So again, you don't have that huge video on your screen if the amount of space that you have for your post is limited. On my blog, sistersense.com, the ideal size is 450 pixels. If you don't know, play around with it until you get the right size for your blog, and that is essentially what's going to work for you. Outside of manually adding videos, you can also use plugins. On the last session, which I absolutely love when you guys were talking about WordPress.org, it is the tool to use for bloggers. I use WordPress for pretty much everything, and I currently use the YouTube app. I'm sorry, not app. App's another word. I use the YouTube plugin by Dennis Lauren to embed videos onto my blog. It's a great plugin. So if you go into your WordPress blog, you search for plugins, type in YouTube, you're going to see a ton of apps. But if you look for the one by Dennis Lauren, that's the one that I use to embed my videos on my blog. So for additional exposure, of course, you want to make sure that you are reposting your videos on Google+, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, all the big boys. And here is a time saver tip. Of course, this series is all about social media, and we all know that we love it, and then we hate it because it's got that time-sucking vortex that we can get into. If you don't already use some sort of web tool to sync your social sites, you can go onto YouTube into the settings section and select the share option. There's a share link. And there you can sync your video uploads to be shared on both Facebook and Twitter automatically. So again, if you're not already using something, you can automatically sync it so that when you upload a video, it just goes right to Facebook and Twitter without the additional work from you. So, of course, more on exposure. If you've got a newsletter, let people know, hey, I've got a new video. It's a great video. Go watch it. And then also consider that if there are bloggers in your industry or in your circle that are always publishing other people's wonderful media, like Pam Perry. I love my Pam, and I talked about her a few slides ago. Pam is always sharing people's stuff. And so you'll think about people in your circle who you can say, they would not only like this, but they could share this with their community. Send them an email, let them know you've got a great informative video on ... and see what happens. The more proactive you are about your building your visibility, the more visibility you get. It's definitely not something where, I know sometimes people will go, well, it's YouTube, and YouTube has millions of people, like I said before, an hour a second. You think, okay, if I just post it, they will come. I mean, that happens for some people, but not necessarily for all people. So again, you want to be proactive about it and consistent, because that's what essentially is going to help your YouTube following and your community grow. So a few things for me to say, I think, as if I haven't said already enough. Remember to, one, to be authentic, be your truest self. That's really what people are going to gravitate towards, and love it or like it or hate it, they will respect it because you are you. People can see right through that. Be aware of what other people are saying on YouTube and other video platforms in your particular industry. You don't kind of want to walk in blind like, yeah, I'm the new dog in town, and you don't really know what everybody else is up to. So kind of be aware of what's out there. And of course, be an authority. That's who people stick to. If you think about the people right now who you highly respect, and you are, every time you get an email from them, you're like, oh my God, this is so great. It's because they're an authority and you respect the message that they have. And if you want people to buy from you and see you in that light, you've got to become an authority. Never think it's just a product, it's a great product, it's going to sell itself. You are going to sell it. You are going to be the face of it, and the more you put yourself out there, I think it's the best way to get those virtual video VAs to work for you. So, woo! Let me know if you have any questions, and of course, if you want to stay connected with me, my blog is sistersense.com. That's it.
Thank you, Shonda. Wow, that was a lot of information, you guys. Are you sure there's no questions out there? Do you want to listen to me ask questions for the next 15 minutes? Because you know I'll do it. I did it the last time.
I tend to go a little fast, but I wanted to make sure that there was an opportunity. So if there's anything I need to kind of go over, or if you had questions.
Oh, look, here comes a question. What's the best sort of marketing video that a self-published author could create?
That's a good question. I think there are a lot of different kinds of videos that you can create to promote your book. I'm self-published. I create my own ebooks as far as money and marketing is concerned. So when it comes to informational products, I'll take it and turn it into a how-to. So I might do a how-to video and relate it to the book. This is something that's in the book. You can also, if you're doing something that's not necessarily informational but fictional, you can get in front of the camera and you can read. People tend to do book signings, and they go out and, they read the book or they answer questions in a group or community. Take that experience, make sure you're taping it, get a video clip and say, here I am at Barnes & Noble's, here's the book launch. Really, there are just so many different facets to it that you can try. When it comes to any type of book, fiction or nonfiction, anything, testimonials are really a great way to get other people interested in what you have. So you can, if you have people telling you about the book, either you can do a live one-on-one testimonial where they're talking about it and why they enjoyed it, or you can share other people's testimonials just saying them. Generally, when it comes to my products, because they're informational, outside of testimonials, I'll get questions. So I'll say, after I wrote this ebook, this person had this particular question. I'll turn that question into a video, so it's an opportunity for me to share the testimonial, the question, the answer, and the book. So yeah, those are some recommendations as far as promoting your book with video.
Oh, great. And then another one is, was there a tipping point where once you had created X number of videos when things really started to take off for you? Or was there some other trigger that really sent your views into overdrive?
Wow, that's a good question. If there was a tipping point, I really honestly can't say I don't know. I know there are just some videos that, to my surprise, get ton of views and other videos that don't necessarily. I would say that it's kind of, for me, it's just kind of being consistent about putting videos out there and seeing what works. For example, I've got a video online, it's got so many views, and it really was just a screenshot of one of my websites. I got a natural hairstyles blog, and I said, hey, I'm doing a new website. If you like natural hair and you want to be a guest poster on the website, here's the information, and that gets thousands of hits. So I just try to be as creative as I can, and consistently just put the videos out there to see what works. But don't know that moment in time that things changed.
Cool. Well, you are, now that you mentioned that you have that natural hair blog, I think you need to be one of my testers for the Sulu hair. We'll talk about that after. But which other ones, besides that specific one, do you think were really great videos that really, off the top of your head, that got a lot of attention?
Oh, like I was saying before, reviews are absolutely wonderful. So when I do reviews for products, especially children's products, for my son, whether it's a book or a game or, a hair care product, people love that. When you think about it, when it comes to YouTube, like I said, it's either entertainment or information. So if you can find a space where people are asking for a lot of, they're asking a lot of questions and looking for how-tos. My hubby, he's a tool guy, and right now he's he's fixing his car. He's turning it into a low rider all his own, and so he's on YouTube looking at mechanics, and just that's his thing. So I would say, as how-to informative kind of like DIY you can get, that's really helpful. One of my best videos and most active ones is one I did on FeedBurner, because I basically showed people, the free low-cost alternative to email marketing is to sign up for FeedBurner, add your RSS feed, and so when you blog, people can subscribe to that and get emails, and that gets thousands of hits. So the heart of it is thinking about those things that people are looking for, whether it be a free resource or they're trying to do something by themselves. And especially at the heart of the recession, people are looking for the most cost-effective ways to either do something or find somebody who can do it for them on a budget. So being mindful of that will definitely help you create a space where you can create great videos that people look for and share.
Cool. I have one question that's from me, but I have to tell you, listen, Peggy says that you're incredible, and thank you for doing this session.
Oh, thank you.
So my question is, because this morning we were talking about Pinterest and videos, do you pin your videos, and do you find that you get traffic from Pinterest from your videos? Which I guess I should have waited till you said yes or no if you've been
Okay, so I'm just going to put a for shame sign on my head. And I do have Pinterest, but I do not use it to the degree that some people do. I know it's a wonderful space, and a lot of people get traffic from it. What I will say is this: social media is so vast that we kind of have to be queens in our own space, and we have to find the ones that work really well for us. I love, outside of my blog, I love YouTube, and I love Facebook. So I really don't have much feedback or much I can say as far as how much traffic I get from Pinterest, because I don't follow it to that degree. But to that point, like I said, one of the ways I avoid social media overload is just finding a few spaces I like and sticking with those.
Yeah, not that I didn't throw you under the bus or anything like that. Just because I love Pinterest doesn't mean that the whole world has to love it.
It's okay. It's okay.
Okay, let's see. I just want to make sure you guys got 7 more minutes of LaShanda. Do you really want to hear me ask questions? Especially after I just put my foot in my mouth. Come on. Somebody save me.
What I will say, though, while you're looking into questions, is that YouTube is a wonderful space, but there are just so many other video sharing spaces that you can look into as well. I know Vimeo is very popular, and so what a lot of people like to do, and I talked about republishing, is to not only have their video on YouTube, but think about other spaces that they can post as well. And for certain videos, I actually like to just directly upload them to Facebook, because you have that video link on your Facebook profile and your page, and as well as groups. So I like to take advantage of it, because if I've got a social space, I never want it to be empty. And so, again, essentially, if you've got a video, not just having it on YouTube, but uploading it on different spaces is a good thing too.
Okay, so you have 2 questions now. Do you have a personal opinion of Vimeo either way?
No, I don't actually. YouTube is my place of choice, but I have seen other marketers strategically do multiple places, just because you have to think of each as its own search engine. And, there are people who love one versus the other. So you can tap into a completely different audience by adding your video to multiple spaces.
Okay, now Facebook. Tell me you said that you just sometimes will upload the videos directly to Facebook. Are you finding with by even are you saying that you totally bypass YouTube and upload that into Facebook?
No,
Oh, okay.
I will do both. So I'll have the video on YouTube, so I'm maximizing all spaces, but I'll also upload it on Facebook. So as not to have duplicates, I would not share it on Facebook then, if it's a video that's already uploaded to Facebook. I'll
Oh,
have it
okay.
on both places. So essentially what I like to do with that is so that if you come to my profile page or my fan page, if you click on videos, material is there. Because while it's great to share YouTube or any other kind of video on Facebook, that once it's shared and it goes and it goes, but they won't necessarily see that video in your video profile section on your profile, on your page.
Okay. And then on social cam, am I right or am I wrong? Isn't there a way to syndicate that also into YouTube if you do a social cam with your phone?
I'm sure it's possible. I don't know the ins and outs of it, but I'm sure pretty much everything is integrated into YouTube. And so there probably is a way for you to do that.
This is a good question. If you are creating instructional videos, how do you know when you've given away too much for free?
Oh, that's a wonderful question. You definitely want to not give it all away for free. I like to do teasers, and I like to outline my material. So let's say I'm doing a 7-part series. I have no problem with doing one where I just give all of that information and say, okay, well now I'm going to give you this for free so you know what is going on, and then the other 6 you have to go here, okay? Or one of the things I like to tell people is when you're doing any type of informational product, you can tell them exactly what to do point blank for free. It's the how to do it that people are paying for. So, you know, you can say, well, this is essentially what you need to do. Here are the points. Okay, now let's talk about how you need to do it. This is what you need the product for. So, you know, you can be strategic about it, either giving them one piece of it for free or laying it out and making it very, very clear to them that, yeah, it's wonderful, I told you what to do, but of course you don't know how to do it, so now you need us to talk about it in a little bit more detail for you to get that material. But essentially, if you find yourself, when you look at it, when you look at the material you're given, if you say, well, that's the heart of the product itself, you know, you just give it away too much.
Ah, let's see. And Peggy says, what to do versus how to do it. Brilliant.
Yes. Yeah. That's the biggie.
Yeah. And so as everybody can tell, video is very important because we have about 4 sessions going on about video and YouTube and all of that and how to implement it and use it to your, I don't know. It's like what word am I looking for, LaShanda? It's like Thor's hammer. There we go.
You know, it's so funny because I'm doing my son's, side note, doing my son's birthday, and that's all, the Avengers, Thor, Iron Man, everybody. So yes, it's that secret weapon that you have, and like I say, my videos and my virtual VAs, when I'm sleeping, they're doing a whole lot to promote me. So if you're not taking advantage of that, especially I say to my solo entrepreneurs and individuals on a limited budget, you want to get as many voices on you and as many eyes on you as possible. So when you do those videos and they go out and they share and they become viral, essentially you've got a team around you, just not physically. You've got a digital team.
Amazing. Well, great. Thank you so much for, oh, well, wait a minute. You still have 2 minutes. Let me make sure nobody else has any questions. You'll find that I'm bad that way. I'll start in one thing and then I'll decide I'm going to go to another track. It looks like we're clear. And then, not that this is about me, but because I have the kids and stuff like that, I am totally into going to the movies and you know, like the Avengers and Transformers and all that stuff. So just be prepared through the rest of the session to get stuff thrown in there like that, okay? Just because.
Yes. Having the kids is just really an excuse to go. It's for the kids, but it's for us.
Yes, it definitely is. It's for us to live vicariously over our childhood through them.
Yes. Thank
All
you so
right.
much for having me. I
No.
really just had a great time
Are
today.
you kidding? No, it was great that I'm so happy you accepted mine and Desiree's invitation. And speaking of Desiree, Desiree is our 5 o'clock session, and she is our other video queen. She vlogs on her site at Mommy Reporter, and I am super excited to hear her session too. You guys are really going to have arsenal of YouTube information that you'll be able to use after these 3-4 days are over. So I'm going to end this session, and I'll see you guys all again at 5 o'clock. Have a great break from me for like just 2 hours.